It's good? Welcome once again to our shiur on the parasha. This week, once again, we're studying Parashat Bereshit. Our Holy Torah starts with the following pasuk. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning of God creating the heaven, at the beginning, Hashem created the heaven and the earth. Come Rashi and ask the following question. אמר רבי יצחק, לא היה צריך להתחיל את התורה אלא מהחודש הזה לכם שמצווה ראשונה שנצטוו בישראל, which means the Torah is not a storybook. It's not a book that you take at night when you want to fall asleep. It's not a book you go and you tell a story to your children to put them to sleep. The Torah, the Zohar HaKadosh explained, Torah is milashon orah, which means teaching. The Torah come and teach a person how he should connect himself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And for that, we have the mitzvot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us 613 mitzvot, and by performing these mitzvot, we are connecting our soul with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Torah was given to Bnei Israel to fulfill mitzvot. So ask Rashi a simple question. Why is the Torah starting with a story? At the beginning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, the shamayim, the haaretz, and everything. Who cares? The Torah should have gone straight to the point and tell me the mitzvot. Which is the first mitzvah? The first mitzvah that was given to Bnei Israel was Kiddush HaLevana. Like we said, the pasuk said, Achodesh hazeh lachem. That was the first mitzvah. The first mitzvah given to Bnei Israel. So ask Rashi, why did the Torah start up with stories? It's not a storybook. So why the Torah doesn't go straight to the point, tell me the mitzvot, and then if you want, tell me stories? And to answer this question, I would like first of all, for a little bit, to ask different question, and eventually we'll go back to this question. We know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu stress out how much he loves midot. He doesn't want Jews to be just learned people. Right. He's not asking for Bnei Israel to be chachamim. Hashem is very makpid. He wants very, very much that every Jew should have good midot. Hashem is not interested by people being smart. It's not because chokhmah is for Hashem. Hashem could take the most dumb person and make him the most smart person he wants. Right? Like we said, Torah markimat peti. Even a fool, by learning Torah, Hashem will make him smart. Torah, it's a gift from Hashem. However, midot, you have to work on it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu appreciate and want very much that we, human beings, are very careful with our midot. And indeed, you see a couple times in the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu praise people not because of their wisdom. What did HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when Hashem wanted to praise Moshe Rabbeinu, what did he say? Ve'aish Moshe anav meod. He didn't say Ve'aish Moshe chacham gadol. He didn't say Ve'aish Moshe Baal Ruach HaKodesh gadol. Right? It says Ve'aish Moshe anav meod. He had the good midot. He was humble. When it says Legabe Noach, it says V'Noach matzachen be'enei Hashem. Noach found favors in the eyes of Hashem. Found grace in the eyes of Hashem. Why? Why did he find grace in the eyes of Hashem? Rashi explained in Masechet Avodah Zarah, because Noach was tamim. What is tamim? Anav v'shafal ruach. He was humble. HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved Noach, not because he knew the old Shas, not because he knew the old Tanakh Be'al Peh. He loved Noach because he was humble. He had good midot. Again, the pasuk in Shemuel said about Shemuel, שהיה טוב עם אלוקים ואנשים. Hashem loved Shemuel because he was good with Hashem and with people. It doesn't say because Shemuel was again a Talmid Chacham, a Gaon. It doesn't say that. It said Hashem loved Shemuel because he was good with Hashem and with people. So we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu really appreciate and really is seek for people to have good midot. Hashem wants every person to have good midot. So the question is, how come it doesn't say anywhere in the Torah a person has to have good midot? Why there is no mitzvah, black and white, have good midot? How come Hashem doesn't say to have good midot? And Rav Chaim Mivolozhin, Rav Chaim Vital, sorry. Rav Chaim Vital answered this question. He said the following Lashon. שאין המידות מכללת תרי"ג מצוות. Good midot, it's not part of the 613 mitzvot. Why not? He explained because midot is the foundation of our Torah. The same way when you go by a building, right? You don't say, I bought 10 levels, 10 floors, and the foundation. The foundation comes before the building, right? The foundation, we want to say, I bought, how much is this building? This building is 10 floors. What do you mean? There is foundation under the ground, right? No, the foundation doesn't count because without that's come. Of course it's come because if no foundation, there's no building. So to say, the Rav Chaim Vital, he said that midot it's not part from the 613 mitzvot because it's achana, it's a preparation for keeping the Torah. Now look at this. It's an amazing thing. He said, ulfichach amidot araot, someone that has bad midot, it's worse than the averot. ולפיכך, listen to the לשון. ולפיכך, עניין המידות הרעות, when we speak about מידות רעות, קשים, it's much worse, it's much severe in the eyes of Hashem, מן העבירות עצמם מאוד מאוד. More than the עבירה. More than the עבירה. מידות, in the eyes of Hashem, is more חמור, is stricter than the עבירות עצמם. And he said, and therefore he said, ונמצא, listen to his לשון. Powerful לשון. He said, ונמצא, that a person has to be careful with his midot more than kiyum mitzvot, more than keeping the mitzvot. A person, ונמצא, כי יותר צריך להיזהר ממידות הרעות, a person has, a person has to work on himself, to have good midot, right? He has to be careful with his bad midot more than with the kiyum mitzvot he does. So now with that, we can understand the question. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't speak about the midot? Because it's not a mitzvah. It's not a mitzvah. It's something you have to work before you learn the Torah. Midot, it's something that the person has to work even if he's not a Talmid Chacham. Even if he doesn't learn Gemara. Even if he doesn't learn Torah, a person has to work on himself to have good midot. And again, listen to this powerful lashon. A person has to be careful for midot raot more than fulfilling the mitzvot. So the question is like this. So at the end of the day, the Rav Chaim Vital is telling us that a person has to be careful for midot very, very much. And midot is the foundation of keeping the Torah. Like we said, derech eretz kadma la Torah. He said in Talat de Belial, right? Derech eretz kadma la Torah. Before you start learning Torah, you to work on himself to be gaon, you have to make sure you have good midot. You must have good midot also. So the question is, if it's so important in the eyes of Hashem to have good midot, how come in the Torah HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't explain us what's a good midot? Hashem should have told me, to do chesed that way it's good, to do chesed that way it's bad. To be angry it's good for certain time. It's that way it's asur. To be stingy it's asur, but if you do it for that way it's mutar. So how come Hashem, if it's so important, right? Hashem should have explain us somewhere what's a good midah and what's a bad midah. And the answer to this question is, Hashem did. Hashem did explain us what's good midot and what's bad midot. Why the Torah started with story from Bereshit until the first mitzvah given in Shemot? Because the whole Sefer Bereshit is not only a storybook. We have to open this book and learn from Avraham, learn from Yitzchak, learn from Yaakov, learn from the Shevatim what is a good midot. Learn from Avraham how he did chesed. Learn from Yaakov, learn from Yitzchak how he was ready to give up his life for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Learn from Yaakov how he was studying Torah the whole time, even when he lived by Lavan, he never cheated his father-in-law. Learn from Rachel that she gave up her husband not to embarrass her sister. Learn from Yosef HaTzadik that even though he suffered so much in Galut, everything, he always kept faith, he was always an happy person. Right? So really, Sefer Bereshit, it's a book that teaches us about midot. You're right, it's a lot of stories. But in each story, there is a great musar. A great musar. That's why the Gemara in Avodah Zarah called Sefer Bereshit Sefer Hayashar. Why? שהוא ספרן של האבות is a book of the אבות, of our forefather, who are called ישרים. ישרים mean straight people. What do you mean? ועשית הישר והטוב בעיני השם, you'll do what Hashem really asks from you. So the question is, why the Torah started with stories? Why the Torah didn't start straight with the mitzvot? The first mitzvah is Kiddush HaChodesh. The Torah didn't start with that because the Torah first of all wants to start with the foundation. The foundation of Torah and mitzvah, Torah, is you must have good midot. That's why the whole story of Bereshit is telling us how Avraham did chesed, how Eliezer went to look for Rivka. When he looked for Rivka, what did he look for? A girl that is ready to give water to him and to his camel. Midot, midot again, midot again. The whole Sefer Bereshit is a book that is teaching us, first of all, about midot. And indeed, look at this. The Mishnah said in Pirkei Avot, an amazing chidush. The Mishnah said, 3 things will take a person out of this world. The 3 midot that will cause a person to leave this world. Akina, ata'ava, ve'akavod. Jealousy. Number 2, ta'ava, desire. Number 3, kavod, running after honor. The 3 things, motzi'in et ha'adam min ha'olam. They will take a person out of this world. Now look at this. If you look in Sefer Bereshit, the 3 averot happened one after the other. What was the averah of Cain? Cain was jealousy. He was jealous of Evel. Right? Look, from jealousy when he came, he went so down that he killed his brothers. At the beginning of the Torah, we read the story of Cain, we think, it's a nice story. No, Hashem is telling us, be very careful from jealousy, like the Mishnah said in Pirkei Avot. Jealousy could destroy a person. Number 2, Akina, Ta'ava. What is Ta'ava? Desire. Why the Mabul came? The Mabul came because the Dora Mabul, the generation of Mabul, they were running after Ta'avot, like we read, because of immorality and because gezel, stealing, right? That's again ta'ava. I want his car. I want his wife. I want his house. I want his job. That's ta'ava, desire. Number 3, the Mishnah said, kavod, running after kavod. Who committed the sin of kavod? Dor Apalga. What did Dor Apalga did? They went and they built the tower. They built the tower to reach Shamayim. When it says the pasuk, it says, Avo navo. Let's build a huge tower that will reach Shamayim ונעשה לנו שם. Let's make ourselves a name. Everyone should know about us. Everyone will know about us. They were looking for kavod, for honor. So when you look at the Torah, it's not a storybook. It's a simple story. The Torah is saying, first of all, you want to do mitzvot? You want to learn Torah? You must have good midot. Number 1, be careful with the bad one. Like it's in the pasuk. Sur mera ve'aseh tov. Stay away from the bad one, then start the good. Stay away from the bad one. Which one? Jealousy. With Cain. Ta'ava, desire. Look what happened with Dora Mabul. Kavod, running after kavod. Look what happened with the generation of the Migdal, the Dora Palga. Once you work on this, now we could work on midot. Let's learn chesed from Avraham. Learn from Yitzchak how to do tefillah and misrut nefesh. Learn from Yaakov how to learn Torah. Learn from Yosef how to have strong emunah. Learn from Rachel how to give up to her sister. Right? That's all. So the Sefer Bereshit is really the book of midot. If a person wants to work on his midot, have good midot, the best Sefer to take is Sefer Bereshit. Take Sefer Bereshit, sit down, learn it slowly, and analyze every story that takes place, and you will see how much midot you could learn from it. The story was Yehuda. Yehuda wasn't embarrassed. He did a mistake. He got up and he said, I was wrong. I went with Tamar. What a powerful message. What a powerful message. That in life you do a mistake, don't try to cover it. Get up and say, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm ready to fix it. How many more musar there is to learn from this parasha? Now, you should know that, and that's why, by the way, what is called? The Mabul. I asked you before the class, why the Mabul was water. Why was water? Why the generation of Mabul was punished with water? Why weren't they punished with earthquake? With the meteor coming from space and destroyed all earth. Right? Why water? Because I saw an amazing thing, the Rambam explained that water stands for chesed. Water means life. It gives you life. Like today, they try to find water in different planet, right? Why? Because they know as soon as we found water, that show that life could be there. Water means giving life. That's chesed. Giving to someone else. Giving, letting things grow. Without water, you can't grow anything. So mayim, water, stand for giving, for people grow, for helping someone else. That's chesed. Dor HaMabul, they just did the opposite of chesed. They were stealing. They were trying to do immorality. Hashem said, you miss the point. The whole point of creation was that human being should have good midot. That's why he brought them water who stand for chesed, to teach them the lesson. That the whole world should know that their sin was they didn't have good midot. And if not for the promise Hashem gave to Noach, anytime humanity will not behave, Hashem will send another Mabul. Why a Mabul? Because again, the point of creation was that people should have good midot. People should have good midot, and they missed it. They missed the point. I saw it says, and that's why, by the way, when Eliezer went to look for Rivka, he said, Hashem, I'm going to test the girl. How? With water. Why with water? He said, I'm going to stand here. If she wants to give me water for me and for my children, I know she's good. Why water? I'm going to ask her for food. I'm going to ask her to pick up my suitcase. Why water? Because that's the answer. Water stands for chesed. And he was about to pick up Rivka as a match for Yitzchak, who lived in the house of Avraham, chesed. He wanted someone that has chesed, that's why only in the water he helped her. Now, the Gemara said like this. Now, the question, like I just told you, that the three big bad midot a person could have is kina, jealousy, ta'ava, desire, and kavod, running after honor. What is the common point of those three big sins? What caused those three big sins is ga'ava. Ga'ava. When a person is arrogant. When a person is arrogant, he said, kina, I'm better than him. Why he could have this car and not me? I'm better than them. What caused a person to be jealous is ga'ava. What caused a person to have desire? Why? This woman, I deserve it. I'm a nice man. This car, why he should have this? I'm better than him. This car should be mine. Kina, ta'ava, kavod. I deserve all this kavod. I'm the best person on earth. So the shoresh, like the rabbi is called avi avot atuma of the midot. The worth, midah, that caused all the bad midot is ga'ava, to be arrogant. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Hashem said, if a person is arrogant, I can't live with him. The guy, he has a bad midah, he has anger, or he has this and this, I could deal with it. But when a person is arrogant, Hashem said, I can't be with him. I can't be with him. Because when a person is arrogant, that goes directly against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now look at this. That's why in Pirkei Avot it says, Me'od, me'od, eve, shefel, ruach. In every good thing in Pirkei Avot, there's a very, very, it should be nice, you should have a good heart. When he's talking about humble, it says Pirkei Avot, be very, very humble. Why very, very humble? The rabbi explained, in all the other midot, sometimes you have to use it, sometimes not. Anger. Sometimes anger, it's good to fake it, to show your children, I'm angry, I did something bad. Sometimes anger, you could use it in a positive way. Jealousy, you could use it in a positive way. I'm jealous of this guy, how much mitzvot he does, I won't copy him. Right? Kavod, it's good. Sometimes kavod, you're Adam Chashuv, you want people to respect you in order to follow mitzvot. Right? So sometimes all these things, a father, he wants his children to respect him in order for the good. So sometimes all those things, you could use them for the good. The Mishnah said, however, arrogant, never be arrogant. Eve me'od me'od shafel ruach. Stay very far away from that. And indeed, the Chidah said an amazing thing. At the beginning of the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu taught us this lesson to be humble. Look at this. I want to tell you an amazing Chidush now. It says, Bereshit bara Elokim. Said the Chidah that if you take the word Bereshit, you play with it, you could have the word Beshe'erit. What does She'erit mean? She'erit mean leftover. Leftover. But the rebbes, Hasidim, they have rebbes who give the leftover of their food, is called shiraim. They give the small crumbs. The pasuk said, Bereshit bara Elokim. If you want, I created man. I created the world. You know our man could stand only if he's humble. I want a person to be Bereshit. Now look at this. Bereshit bara Elokim. Right? What's the last letter in Bereshit? Taf. The last one, Taf. Bara, what is the last letter? Aleph. What's the last letter in Elokim? Mem. So we have Taf, Aleph, Mem. It's all together Emet. Emet. Look at this. These three persons that the rabbis praise them for being extremely humble in the Torah. One of them is Avraham, one of them is Moshe, and one of them is David HaMelech. Now pay attention. Avraham said, what am I? I am only Efer. I'm only ashes. Efer start with Aleph. Comme Moshe Rabbeinu said, Moshe said, and Aaron, ואנחנו, מה? What are we? מה? Came David HaMelech said, ואנוכי, תולעת, I am a worm, tough. So again, the three persons that we praise the most for being humble in the Torah, one of them said, Efer, it's Aleph. One said, Ma, it's a Mem. One said, Tolat, it's a Taf. Emet. Emet. Explains the rabbis. Bereshit bara Elokim. The last letter is Emet. Hashem is telling us, you know how to be a good person in this world? It's only if you learn from Avraham, you learn from Moshe, and you learn from David HaMelech how to be humble. Only if you learn to be Aleph, Efer, like Avraham. If you are Ma, like Moshe Rabbeinu, and if you make yourself as a Tolat, as a worm, as David HaMelech. Now look at this. It says, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam HaRishon, the pasuk said, Vayomer Elokim, God say, Naaseh Adam Betzalmenu. Let us make man in our image. Let us make. Let us. Hashem said, me and someone else. Me and someone else. Who is me and someone else? Hashem was the only one. Right? Rashi explained what it means. Rashi said Hashem wanted to tell men a lesson. He wanted to teach them a lesson. Look what Rashi said. Powerful word. Naaseh Adam. Let us make men. Rashi said, even though Shelo siu b'tzirato, even though no one helped Hashem to create man, Hashem did it alone. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wrote that way to teach humanity derech eretz umidat anava, to have good midot and to be humble, to have which means sheya gadol, that the big person should not be embarrassed and go ask a less smart person for advice. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, at the beginning of creation of man, he wanted to teach man this lesson. You should learn from me to be humble. Why only this midah? Because if a person doesn't have this midah of humble, he's lost. The midah that a person should be the most careful in his life is the opposite of arrogant, which means to be humble. That's what the person has to be the most careful. And that's why when HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam HaRishon, that lesson he wanted to teach him first. He wanted to teach Adam HaRishon first. What is the first lesson I'm asking you for? Is to be humble. If a person is not humble, it's finished. Now, Rabbi, I won't be humble. What should I do? How could I be humble? To stay all day sitting on the chair and tell myself, I'm a fool, I'm nothing. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. So how does a person make himself humble? איך בן אדם נהיה ענף? The answer is by learning Torah. More a person learns Torah, more he realizes how small he is. How small he is. Like the Torah said, Barati Yetzer Hara, Barati Torah Tavlin. The antidote to destroy the Yetzer Hara, to destroy bad midot, it's only Torah. The Gemara said, Barati Yetzer Hara, Barati Torah Tavlin. If you want to work on your midot, you want to have good heart, study Torah. More Torah you study, you'll have good midot. By the way, that's why, look, the Torah starts with a bet, and the Torah ends up with a lamed. What is this? Lev. Only if a person learns Torah, you can have a good heart. By the way, look, the nation that has the best midot in the whole entire universe is the Jews. There is no other nation that has midot than us. Not the Christian, not the Muslim. No one on earth has the midot of Bnei Israel. And I'm going to prove it to you. Look, you open the news, and you see how Arabs in Eretz Israel, right? They go and they stab Jews. This morning I was talking to someone, and I told him, you know what? I don't understand how come Jews in Israel don't get up and start stabbing Arabs around. I don't understand how come Jews don't get up and stab Arabs, right? How come they don't do that? So the guy answered me, we Jews, we are different. We have good midot. A Jew, even when you step on him, he can't. It's not in his nature to go stab someone else. He can't do it. Why he can't do it? Because he has good midot. The Gemara said in Yebamot that the Bnei Israel Rachmanim, they have mercy. Baishanim, they are shy. Gomle Chasadim, they love to do kindness. A Jew is someone that cannot harm someone else unless he's forced to. Unless he's forced to. Look, Tzahal, the best army in the universe. When they enter Gaza, they are careful, chas v'shalom, not to kill a little children or innocent or a lady or a woman. Chas v'shalom, not to harm someone innocent. What does it mean? You are in a fight, you are in a war. No, because that's a Jew. A Jew is someone that has a good heart, lev. Why? Because our forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, they work on the midot. Because Hashem gave us the Torah, and our parents learned Torah. And therefore, it's in our being to have good midot. It's in our being to have good midot. That's a Jew. A Jew is someone that has good midot. That's why it's so difficult for a Jew. What do you mean? I don't know if you saw the video. You have the soldier, you have the Arab getting up, and he's stabbing another Jew. And they all watch there, and they can't shoot. They can't shoot. What do you mean you can't shoot? Shoot him already. They can't, because it's in our nature. We can't kill someone else. It's hard for us to kill someone else. He says, Harizal said, he never killed a fly in his life. In all his entire life, he never killed a fly. I think there's on YouTube, you have a video, Obama at one point, he was giving a speech, a fly passed next to him and he does like this, puff! In a million of people see him killing a fly. The Harizal, all his entire life, he couldn't kill a fly. How many stories about rabbis that were careful to give milk to the cat outside? They used to give food to the birds outside. They were careful. Was a rabbi that used to do every day, take an extra 15-minute walk to his house because he didn't want to take the short one because he would have to disturb the birds from getting up and moving from the bread on the floor. Wow. There is no nation on earth that has midot like Klal Yisrael. No one, no nation on earth that have our midot. Why? Because we have the Torah Kedusha. Barati Yetzer Hara, Barati Torah Tavrin. The only way to destroy the bad midot in a person is only learning Torah. More a person learns Torah, more Torah he put in himself. It says he connects himself to Hashem. When you connect yourself with Hashem, you realize how small you are. Who I am? Who am I? That was called a person to be humble. And that's why, at the beginning of the Torah said, Bereshit bara Elokim. One more time. What's the last letter? Emet. Emet stands for Torah. Torat Emet. How you become humble, like we said, Emet stands for Efer, for Ma, and for Tolat. If you learn Emet, if you learn Torah, more a person learn Torah, that will cause him to be humble. And that will cause you Bereshit, Otiyot, Beshe'erit. Make yourself like leftover. What do you mean leftover? People step on me, no, like they're leftover. Everyone overlook on food, right? Leftover on the table, no one give him chashivut. Be like that. I'm a leftover, yes, I am a leftover. I'm nothing. And by the way, with that we can understand, how come our nation suffered so much? How come our nation suffered so much? So much galuyot, so much pogrom, so much poverty in our nation. Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu won't help us to be humble. When a person has peace, when a person has money, when a person has kavod, he has everything, that causes him to be arrogant. Hashem said, you know what? I'm going to help you to be humble. I'm going to send you to Galut. I'm going to send you to places where people will step on you. I will help you to have good midot. Because that was the goal of creation. The goal of creation was that human being should have good midot. Good midot. So when you open the news and you see the president getting up and speaking bad about Israel, when you see all those people are speaking bad about Israel, and the Jews don't answer, don't feel bad. It's just the opposite. that show we have good midot and they are arrogant. Jews are opposite. When you see Jews be quiet, that show we have good midot and we fulfill the goal of creation. Once, the Chazon Ish was taking a walk with one of his students, and someone stopped and started yelling at them, dirty Jew, I don't know what it is, yell at them. And the student answered him. He answered him back. Then the Chazon Ish looked down at him and he said, no, you shouldn't do it. He said, Rabbi, what do you mean? I shouldn't answer? He said, no, you should not answer. You shouldn't answer. We are not here to be arrogant, to scream at people, and to yell at them, you are Reshaim, you are bad, It's not what we're for. We are for to be quiet, to be work on our midot. The goal of human being created by Hashem was we should perfect ourselves to have good midot. And Hashem wanted to help us. That's why He sent us to Galuyot, one exile after the exile, Why? To work on this midah. By the way, Adam HaRishon, before the sin, he was in Gan Eden. Why was he chased away from Gan Eden? Because he was arrogant. Hashem told him, don't eat from the fruit. He said, Hashem, you're right, but I think I should. He was arrogant. You're arrogant? Goodbye. They went to Mitzrayim for 400 years. They suffered as slave. What is a slave? A slave is someone, there's no one more humble than a slave. He's nothing. Once they came out of Mitzrayim, they were so much humble. Hashem said, now I give you the Torah. When they received the Torah, it says, they went back to the level of Adam HaRishon before the sin. Why before the sin? Because they rectified the sin. The sin of Adam HaRishon was Gava, arrogant. And by being in Mitzrayim 400 years, they work on Mitzrayim to be humble. You're humble. You go back to Adam HaRishon before the Chet. But then they fell again by the Chet of the golden calf. Hashem said, don't do Avodah Zarah. Hashem, you're right. But we think we should do a statue. Not for Avodah Zarah. It's time to be a leader. You're right. But Hashem said no. Hashem, you're right. But we think yes. They were arrogant. They fell again. And because of that, until today, we are in exile. Why? To work on ourselves, to work on our midot, not to be arrogant. And only when we will fix the sin of arrogance, Mashiach will come. And that's why the Gemara in Avodah Zarah said, according to one opinion, who will be the first Jew to welcome Mashiach?